Tell me. Day 27. It's a good one. Um, let's see. I'm sorry you're going through some of that. Tell me. We're going to wait and see if Anna shows up, and then we'll dive in. We can also put our shoes on. Cat, I hope you're having a good morning. Hey, Big Al. Big Al, how was that pizza yesterday? Is that yesterday or the day before? I couldn't reply. You had the comments turned off, but that was a good looking pizza. Hey, even for a vegan, that was a good looking pizza. Shoe number 1. We're still sticking with the Healy Hamptons. It's a good shoes. They're not minimalistic. Hey, Aaron. Big Al says it was yesterday. Thank you, Yogi. You're welcome. Thanks for sharing it. I always like seeing a snippet. I dislike using that word, snippet, but it fits. I like seeing a snippet of my friends' lives, you know, what they're doing, how they are. So, Aaron, what do you think? What do you guys, for those who were there, who watched some of it, what do you think of the guest? Yesterday's guest, last night's guest, was inspired by Kundalini King. He's the one who brought Joel to my radar. I hope I was able to present him in a way that was meaningful for you guys. Hey, Phil. That's the goal. Almost ready, guys. I think it's going to be even icier than it was yesterday because now sidewalks have been cleared. People put salt down, so things have melted, but then they freeze up overnight. This is what it's not snow that I dislike. It's the lingering after effects of snow that seem to last forever. One snow, and you have the consequences of it for sometimes months at a time. Well, I guess not months, but a month. However, January is ending. February gives me hope. My sister got possessed. Well, let's unpossess her. You know how you can unpossess anyone? Everyone, no matter who or what, contains the light of Christ within them. So we all have the capability, we all have the capacity to unpossess someone. What we do is we don't look at them and see the demons. We don't look at them and see that which has possessed them, which is always the ego, by the way. We see only the love, the light, the Christ that is within them. When you see that, then any demon is immediately expelled. They might still act weird, but Kundalini King says, that was a great interview, Eric. You were reunited with your long lost soul brother. You know, everything I had ever read from Castaneda and Don Miguel and who else? All kinds of other shamans started coming back to me. So it was fun. It was a fun interview. It was great spending time with him. And yes, no one asked that. No one said, "Hey, is that your brother?" Surprisingly. Hey, Sissy. So we're going to wait just a minute and see if our friend Anna shows up. I don't want to start lesson 27 quite yet. I'm still going to read from chapter 4. Just a little bit. Cornelia King says the chat was great. Everyone enjoyed Joel. Yeah, you know what? We got really lucky last night. People showed up who were really interested in Joel, and there was no cross wires between anyone. You know, everyone was communicating well with each other and with Joel. Hey, Catalina King and Squirrel Sniper, if Squirrel Sniper is lurking in the back, camouflaged. Thanks. Thanks for keeping everything running smooth. You guys had like on point questions, which was great. Those questions, you know, questions that are like on point, help me keep the conversation flowing with a guest. Absolutamente. Hey, Chuck. Chuck says, good to see you. We'll do lesson and getting ready for work. All right, let's do lesson now then. And if Anna pops in, I'll redo it for Anna. And then again, as I mentioned, I want to read from chapter 4. Chapter 4 is an important chapter. One of my favorite chapters. And this morning it came back to my attention from Kate Grives. I believe it's Kate Grives. It could be Greaves. She is in Australia. She is often cited as someone who's had a complete awakening through A Course in Miracles. At least 2 guests have said that they don't believe one can awaken completely through A Course in Miracles. Of course, that's the promise of the Course. And to cite someone who has completely awakened, we could say Bill Thetford, one of the original co-scribes, as well as Kenneth Wapnick. And Kate is often used. Kate, you can find her interview on Batgap. She was supposed to come up a while back, one of my early guests, and she reached out and said right now she feels that it's not her point to share her story, although I'm not really interested in stories so much as I am the inspiration that people can offer. Anyway, here we go. Lesson 27. Above all else, I want to see. Above all else, I want to see. This is another favorite lesson, by the way. Today's idea expresses something stronger than mere determination. It gives vision priority among your desires. You may feel hesitant about using the idea on the grounds that you are not sure you really mean it. This does not matter. The purpose of today's exercise is to bring the time when the idea will become wholly true a little nearer. There may be a great temptation to believe that some sort of sacrifice is being asked of you when you say above all you want to see. If you become uneasy about the lack of reservations involved, add, vision has no cost to anyone. If fear of loss still persists adds further, it can only bless. The idea for today needs many repetition for maximum benefit. It should be used at least every half hour and meant more if possible. You might try it for every 15 or 20 minutes. It is recommended that you set a definite time interval for using the idea when you wake up or shortly after, and attempting to adhere to it throughout the day. It will not be difficult to do this even if you are engaged in conversation or otherwise occupied at the time. You can still repeat one short sentence to yourself without disturbing anything. The real question is, how often will you remember? How much do you want today's idea to be true? Answer one of these questions and you have answered the other. You will probably miss several applications and perhaps quite a number. Do not be disturbed by this, but do try to keep on your schedule from then on. If only once during the day you feel that you are perfectly sincere while you are repeating today's idea, you can be sure that you have saved yourself many years of effort. Above all else, I want to see. You can write yourself a card That's what I used to do. A little slip of paper, pull it out and read it through the day. Hey, Daniel. But nowadays, we got smartphones. Set a little alarm. Just have it, ring gently, whatever. Above all else, I want to see. You might be asking, well, what do I want to see? Well, you're going to have to wait and find out. But it will make sense. We're cruising along, man. 27 days. If you've stuck with me, even just a little bit, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Double X. I heard you pooped yourself yesterday. It's a vicious rumor. It started by my rivals. Let's see. Lesson 28 is going to piggyback on this, but everything's going to be revealed of exactly what it is that we wish to see soon. So chapter 4. Here we go. Hey, Lucy. So I'm a unicorn mofo princess. Hey, Marlon. Marlon says, hey, Lucy. Did I go overboard on the happy poops? We've covered this before. Every poop was a happy poop. All right, give me a second. Chapter 4. If you cannot hear the voice of God, it is because you do not choose to listen. That you do listen to the voice of your ego is demonstrated by your attitudes, your feelings, and your behavior. Yet this is what you want. This is what you keep fighting. This is what you're fighting to keep and what you are vigilant to save. Your mind is filled with schemes to save the face of the ego, and you do not seek the face of Christ. The glass in which the ego seeks to see its face is dark indeed. How can it maintain the trick of its existence except with mirrors? But where you look to find yourself is up to you. If you are judging, if you are holding grievances, resentments, if you're hating someone, if you are seeking that separation, if any way you're thinking that someone is other than yourself, you're choosing it. You are choosing to see it. You might not think so, but all of us are. We are choosing the lens of the ego instead of the reality of the Holy Spirit. All you got to do is turn to the Holy Spirit once, relinquishing all judgments. The best that you're able. A little willingness. Everything changes. You know what? It doesn't get better though, because everything changes. But now, one, you look back and you think, man, I've been choosing this crap all my life. And of course, then you make a vow. Well, I ain't going to do that no more. And then, of course, we break that vow over and over and over again. And then we start to punish ourselves. I'm a horrible student of A Course in Miracles. As Kenneth Wapnick said, a good Course in Miracles student is a bad Course in Miracles student who forgives themselves. So, the remedy, know that you're going to mess up. Know that you've had lifetimes of practice of choosing the ego. You're not going to relinquish it like that. You don't even have to relinquish it like that. And here's the key. I have said, not me, the voice of Jesus, or Buddha, or Krishna. I have said that you cannot change your mind by changing your behavior, but I have also said, and many times, that you can change your mind. When your mood tells you that you have chosen wrongly, and this is so whenever you are not joyous, then know this need not be. In every case you have thought wrongly about some brother God created, and you perceive images your ego makes in a darkened glass, think honestly what you have thought that God would not have thought, and what you have not thought that God would have you think. Search sincerely for what you have done and left undone according, and then change your mind to think with God's. It's simple. Change your mind. If you are seeing any darkened thought, if you are saying this person belongs, this person doesn't, I like this person, I hate this other person, I love this person. If you are making those distinctions, if you are not seeing the face of Christ with anyone, within everyone, and it's okay if you're not. But no, this need not be. This may seem hard to do, but it's much easier than trying to think against it. Your mind is one with God's. Denying this and thinking otherwise has held your ego together, but has literally split your mind. When you are sad, no, this need not be. When you are anxious, realize that anxiety comes from the capriciousness, I love that word, of the ego. And no, this need not be. When you feel guilty, remember that the ego has indeed violated the laws of God, but you, who you are not the ego, have not. Leave the sins of the ego to me. That would be Jesus, the Holy Spirit, or Krishna. This is what atonement is for. But until you change your mind about those whom your ego has hurt, the atonement cannot release you. While you feel guilty, your ego is in command because only the ego can experience guilt. This need not be. Watch your mind for the temptations of the ego and do not be deceived by it. Don't punish yourself. Don't make it a big thing. Be gentle. Be soft. Be kind to yourself. The ego offers you nothing. Just realize that. You're choosing nothing, and you get nothing in return. The great, great prayer. This need not be. Whatever you're experiencing that is not completely joyous, that is not happiness, that is not 100% loving, you're choosing the ego. This need not be. You can choose again and again and again and again. There's no limit. It's an infinite choice. The only choice we truly have, it's always available. All right, guys. Questions? So, Marlon, I see that you might not be doing too well this morning. And you said that just life and being a failure at it, you can never fail at life because you're life itself. How can you fail at who you are? And remember, when you have those thoughts, this need not be. It need not be. Atonement, amends, or reparations made for an injury or wrong. Expiation. I know, every time I say it, I'm saying it wrong. I'm digging myself into a hole of mispronunciation. Atonement equals undoing. Hey, Miss Flipper. Marlon says, well, you didn't, oh, I'm sorry, Kundalini King says, well, you didn't fail by being here this morning? Exactly. Hey, I saw you over at Kat's offering some good nutritional advice for Jack. That's a pretty loving thing to do. Pretty loving thing to do. You didn't have to do that. DC says, hello to Miss Flipper. Kundalini King says, being a man is hard. Good men are hard on themselves. Hey, is Robert Bly still alive? I got some people to reach out to today to see if they can be guests. Some pretty exciting people. I don't know if they're going to say yes, but all we can do is reach out. Aaron says, I may need to start a men's group. I think you should. I think if you're having the thought, I may need, then you should. And my opinion, uh, this is from Joe Vitale, who has yet to return my email, by the way. If he's watching this, then uh, that means he saw my email and chose not to respond. I don't think he would do that. The universe loves speed. If you have an inspiration, if you have a thought, don't hesitate. So when I see someone or some person occurs to me to reach out and see if I can get them as a guest, I almost immediately compose the email or the message and send it to them. Worst can happen that says no. They're already not here, right? So I don't lack anything. I'm not missing anything. If someone says no, what have I lost? They're already not here. So things stay the same, right? Selma says, I got to go. Thanks for hanging out, Selma. Hey, Sniper. Selma says, what a great morning, Eric. I think I've just disproven entropy, which means, so you left us hanging. Lisa says, I got a new tarot deck. Where did that go? I haven't opened them yet, but I was soon making a video. You gonna do an unpacking? Someone says, love you, sissy. Let us know when you got things figured out, Selma. Hey, Sally, take the glasses off. I'm almost finished. In that case, I should leave the glasses on, man. I should think of them as goggles, eye protection. Not only that, man, I should put on some kind of I should put on some kind of like full body. Hey, Nikki Lee, how are you? Northwest, how are you? Jake? Easy says yes, an unboxing. You won't see him this Wednesday when I do tarot, but you will for sure the next time. Me and Eric talked about this, and it's going to be every other Wednesday doing tarot here. Yep, starting tomorrow. Full body protector, yes. Dick says live for now. Well, let's keep it that way. Let's see. Expos. Some kind of Gandhi crap. Yep, nothing but the best. How are you, Nikki? Nikki, how are those watch hours doing? Aaron says, what a great community you have. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for being part of it. I'll be honest, I'm always slightly hesitant to use the word community. I like to replace it with family when I can. Because communities, you got to go by a community standard, right? At least that's the general thought. You don't have to do anything, right? But the general thought as a community, well, you have to adhere to community standards, guidelines, bylaws, community norms. If you came here to follow any norms, man, you're definitely in the wrong place. There ain't a single norm here. You're not going to find any kind of norm, anything from me. The only kind of norm we might stumble upon is if Norm Peterson happened to walk into our little family bar and we all shouted Norm to him. It's a Cheers reference, by the way. What a great family you have here. Yes, and thank you for being part of it. So, because I've had, I've been kicked out of some of the finest communities on social media. And hey, good riddance to me. I am retired from all gatherings, from all communities, from all tribes, from all tribal beliefs. I don't go to tribal functions. I don't get the tribal newsletter anymore. I've surrendered the tribal handshake that we all have, the tribal greeting. I'm out of it, happily so, and just go about my merrily way. Me and my friend Expos, Yuppie Brothers. My rules in a community, a gangster's paradox. I like a gangster's paradox. And that's true. It is. It's not really about the individual. You accept the individual as long as they adhere to the guidelines presented. You are supposed to color within the lines. You give me a purple crayon, man, I'm coloring whatever and wherever I want. Miss Pip has got to return to work. Remember, in Greek love, Norm is a derogative term. Yes, man, it's been forever since I read Geek Love. I keep forgetting to add that when people say, favorite books. That falls probably within the top 25. Doesn't make the top 5. I think that top 5 is set in stone. Hey, Black Swan, I'm just curious about what is that belt buckle? Or at least it looks like it is a belt buckle behind you. Back in my rodeo days, no. I've never been to a rodeo. It is for doing a 100-mile race. I got a couple more hanging about. I got some over here on the shelf, too. I don't know where it is. Yeah, it's weird. And, well, it's not weird if you know the history, but when you finish a 100-mile race in ultra running, you get a buckle. My ex-wife, when I told her that, all happy, hey, we get a buckle if you finish a 100-mile race. She was like, one, you don't wear pants. I wear shorts. And your pants don't have, the pants that you do wear don't have belt loops, and you don't even own a belt. What are you going to do with a buckle? Totally missed the point. I get to have a buckle, and it's sitting there on my shelf. So yeah, it's for doing 100-mile race. That one was for a CNO 100. That was the first one that I finished at the age of 50, like a week after turning 50. After, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I believe that was my third attempt at doing 100. And I finally nailed it. Everything came together. Kalina Kingo says, they're just reading about the Greek word norm. Norm would rise from the Greek word norma, carpenter's square. So the book Geek Love is about a family of circus geeks. It's a disturbing book in a lot of ways. It's actually a love story. I must have read it in early 90s something. And that picture on the shelf behind you, is that your Weed Lad Gimel? Is there a picture? The shelf behind me? Let's see. What do we got? There's Paramahansa Yogananda. It's an early guru figure for me. Not my guru, but a guru figure. All right, in the late 80s, 90s, I guess I would have considered him my guru. And then above is his self-realization fellowship. We have Jesus and Krishna. Paramahansa Yogananda, Sri Yukastar, and Sri Ma. I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's been a bit. But then those little painting things are paintings of my cat. I didn't do them. Up above, there's a little plaque, and I'm glad you asked. You didn't ask. That is for winning my age group in a 24-hour race in a snowstorm. And then it stopped storming, and it got up to like 70 some degrees. Everything melted and made a soggy mess. And no one wanted to go out and run in that mess, except for me. Of course, and my then wife, we just hung out together and kept walking and running through all that mess. And we won our age groups. And I think I came top 5 overall. It pays to be stubborn. It pays to not care what the weather does. Aaron says that is a sexy bookshelf. There's a couple of them. Couple bookshelves. Hey, is this your first time diving into those books, Sissy? Zephyr says, Lucy is trying to stay awake, but I was up early this morning with only 4 hours of sleep. What time do we got? Hey, Mustafa, how are you? I've heard people that do a little snow during a winter 100-mile race. I figure it's good as fuel. No, you got a big crash. That would not be good. Oh, joking. You seem like a great guy. Oh, thanks. I have my moments. I have my moments of being okay. This is yes, as far as I can recall. Anyway, super memory wipes. Gotcha. Man, which guest of mine was talking about those books? Might have been Lloyd Lapp. Kundalini King says, good morning, Black Swan, and welcome. Mustafa says, good. I'm good. How about you, Eric? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. Hey, my guest today, 1 second. Lucy says, no worries. You can always ask again on my live stream. We're up with Yogi, Sniper. My guest today is an artist. She's actually a new student. This is her first time going through the workbook ever, Course of Miracles. And this is, I'm looking for it because I can never pronounce the name, Fabiola Nashang, I believe. She's from Brazil, but she moved to Utah. Be a student. She's an architect and also a great artist. Let me read a little bit about her, guys. Very quickly, before we get ready to pack things up. She's going to be on at 1 o'clock. I'm really, really looking forward to talking to her. And you'll see why in just a minute as I read. She's got a great website, by the way. Fabiola Noschang, Noschang. I'm probably pronouncing that right. She's a fantastic artist. Listen to this description, guys. Fabiola is a Brazilian-born artist and trained architect based in Utah, creating contemplative reliefs that blend earth elements, intuitive material, and spiritual intention. Sniper, you're going to like that a lot. Her work is shaped by stillness, devotion, and the inner experience of God's presence. At the core of her practice is a guiding purpose to bring the light, love, and truth of God into the world through art. Her pieces become vessels of remembrance, quiet invitations to return to our true self. Drawing inspiration from nature's architecture, the mountains, and her own path of spiritual awakening, Fabiola translates energetic states into sculptural form. She works with a range of mediums, including mixed media, acrylic paint, mineral compounds, pigments, crystalline elements, earth textures, and other experimental materials. Her compositions explore how matter can employ prayer, how form can hold energy, and how art can express sacredness and holiness. Through divine inspiration, she creates sculptural realms that bridge the earthly and the divine. Her mission statement, my work is an exploration of presence, an invitation to return to divine truth. Each work is created with the intention to bring God's light, love, and truth into this world. Excited. She was like, hey, can we approach the conversation today as A Course in Miracles from the beginner's perspective? And I sent her a message and said, you might have just picked up the course, but you are not a beginner. You have been called, that all of your work is a testimony, a testament. The Course in Miracles doesn't exist as a book or a concept. It exists as our heart. And we are learning to remove the blocks to love's presence that's always in our heart. Her artwork really displays love's presence. Sissy says, I see it this way, either it will adhere and become embodied, or otherwise make for excellent storytelling. It will be a fun deep dive nonetheless. Nice. Mustafa says, yes, I couldn't recognize her. Fabiola. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks for dropping that link. And that is the site. I got to remember to put that in her description. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. She looks young and interested in the Course in Miracles, and she could become an expert or teacher because it's too early for her. I don't know how old she is. I mean, she's out of college. She has quite an extensive artistic resume. So, I mean, she graduated college. She has a Bachelor of Arts degrees, 2018 and 2014. So let's say you go into college at the age of 18. Anyway, we'll get to know her. I'm looking forward to it. I love my guests. I love the fact that you guys are here helping me support my guests. I love the fact that Cunningly King is dropping links to the guest. I love that him and Squirrel Sniper help keep the chat going. Beautiful questions. Mustafa asking beautiful questions. That you guys are here and bringing love to the guests. Man, all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me read what I wrote for today, and then I'm going to let everyone go. This is Tuesday, right? Yep. I'm continuing with my thoughts on caregiving. I told this story to our friend Catherine on Sunday, and she loved the term, that we're all caregivers. Because we were talking politics. My job isn't to be a Democrat or a Republican. It's not to be a liberal or a conservative. My job is to be a caregiver. Meaning, you, no matter what you believe in, my directive is to care. Um, so I'd already said thank you, thank you, thank you. This has another 3 thank yous in it. And I'm thanking you for giving me this purpose. So, still on the theme of caregiving, how I've been shaped by my own experience of tending to my ailing parents all the way through to the end of their life, and that now I'm left to care for others in the most meaningful way that I know how. This was a great gift provided to me right after my father's death, grief-stricken and bereft of purpose, and the softest whisper arrived to me, to just continue in my care, trusting in a higher guidance. It's been 4 years since I've heard that whisper, and only now is it becoming more clear as to what I'm supposed to do. Love, listen, and do my best to relinquish all judgment. And so here I am, a practicing caregiver, a small content creator with a platform devoted to healing others of their momentary forgetfulness, reminding each person that they are loved and loving in their very essence. It's also a place that serves to remind me of who I am, providing me the care that I need to survive my own loneliness and fears. I have no idea what any of this truly means, how it will unfold from this point on, but I'm grateful for your presence, each of you that finds me. I love you, and thank you, thank you, thank you for giving me this purpose and the healing that you offer. This is my place to feel less lonely. This is my place to heal my fears. You guys are my healers. You guys are my teachers. Each and every one of you. Some have taught me harsh lessons that I did not even know that I wanted to learn or needed to learn. We don't get to choose those lessons. We can avoid them. We can bypass them. We can shove them down deep. We can walk away from them. We can cut people out of our lives, right? The lesson is still ours to learn, and someone else is going to show up, and it's going to be even harder the next time. I've set my stand here. This is where I'm going to learn, or I'm not going to learn at all. Ever, right? I'm tired of butting my head up against my own head. I'm just tired of it. So this is it. The final stand of Yogi. I'm here to heal my own loneliness. I'm here to confront my fears. I am here to love you through your own loneliness, through your own fears. I'm not a healer. I'm not a teacher. Just a friend. Just a yogi. But I will be a friend. I will love you. I will provide a presence for you. Regardless of who you are. Regardless of who you are. Thanks for listening. Hey, Shirley. Eric, I bet everyone here loves Karen Palmer and is eager for her to return. I am too, and I do. And hope she does. The Ouroboros is only eating its tail, Eric. If you look from one perspective, the front, see it from all perspectives. We're going back to the holograph. We're going back to a fractal, right? All light itself must be a fractal material, I would think. Sure, says, Sniper, will you tell me when your next presentation will be here? Lisa says, hey, Shirley, my sister. Hey, Patrick. Patrick says, we're the beef, as in we are the beef. Sort of, right? You guys are using words that I simply cannot pronounce. Not surprisingly. Hey, so any questions about any things we've talked about? Chapter 4, Course in Miracles, Lesson 27, little thing that I wrote. Let me know. The guest that's coming up, the guest that we had yesterday. Who I very much enjoyed. And I know Aaron enjoyed. Aaron inspired the guest, Kundalini King. Sniper and Mustafa had great questions too. Much appreciated, guys. I know Sissy said that a lot of resonated quite a bit, right? I read that as "Where's the beef?" I did too, but I was just playing along. Vince, my friend, how are you? Horror of Spice is here. How's Mrs. Horror of Spice? How's Becky? And how are you? Let's see. Breathing for change. Nothing matters as we all end together. Varying degrees. I can get behind that. Vincent says, well, I'm glad to hear it. Let's see. There's a says, Heels Hansen? Healy Hansons. We're talking about my shoes? Yep, I'm wearing Healy Hansons. They're like 16, 17 years old. Oddly enough, I just never wore them much. I got them. This was back when, man, I just needed to have all kinds of different trail shoes. Um, or even road running shoes. But then early on in my ultra running days, uh, I turned to barefoot shoes, minimalistic shoes, of which these aren't. But hey, I'm running out of shoes, and my duct tape is only doing so much. So I'm digging into my big pile, and uh, gonna wear them until they're worn out. They're great for this weather. They're grippy, and it's icy outside. There says Great Awakening and all triggers bring it on. It too shall pass. Nice. I agree. Triggers. As our great teacher for me, David Fishman, bless your triggers. They're going to show up anywhere and anytime until we learn to bless them, until they learn what they're there to teach us, that a trigger never exists outside of us. No one or nothing can really trigger us. We can just be triggered. And that's how we heal. We look at, we examine it, we dive in, self-inquiry. Whatever it means to you, love it and learn to heal it. Thank you, Sissy. Sissy drops my Medium link. Yeah, I post every day on my Medium account and in my blog. I've posted in this blog pretty much every day since 2012. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you for the jewels. Much, much appreciated. And Sissy drops Sniper's 12-second rule. For me, my 12-second rule is when I drop something on the floor. You have 12 seconds to pick it up and it's still good. A lot of people are like, man, that's gross. We only have a 1-second rule. But hey, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna waste something that dropped on the floor. 12 seconds, right? Is it gonna get much dirtier? 12 seconds, 3 seconds to 12 seconds? Once it hits the floor, it's as dirty as it's ever gonna get, right? 3-second rule, 5-second rule. Man, I got like a day and a half rule. If I find it on the floor a day and a half later, blow on it, brush it off, it's good to go. If I find something on your floor, it's good to go. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Anna. Sissy says, Anna, we have been expecting you, sis. Grandest risings. Yes, yes, we have. Let's see. There says, newbie here. I appreciate you being here, my friend. Hey, Hamlada, how are you? Hey, Anna, let me know if you want me to go over lesson 27 again for you. I'd be happy to. As a matter of fact, I would close out with lesson 27, and then we'll head out. Aaron says, if you find me on the floor, please don't follow the 5-second rule. Just pick me up and dust me off. First, we sort of nudge you with the toe. See how you respond. Sissy says, I got your 6. Semper says, if that cat hasn't had it, it's Eric's. And I will fight my cat for it. Tooth and nail. There says, thanks and happy for all. Blessings, walking yogis, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, my friend. Hey, let me bring your channel up. Let me give you a proper shout out, my friend. As I'm sitting here mispronouncing your name. Teresa. And here I've been saying, there's a Teresa. Teresa Huck Villarino. Did I get that right? All right. I am your 25th subscriber, my friend. I see you have some Sadhguru up. Awesome. We're here to support. I always appreciate Sadhguru. I am not a adherent of Sadhguru's, but I like his stuff. I got his book on karma back there and got quite a bit out of it. I have not read his book Inner Engineering though, but I always think about it. I always think about it. Aaron says, and the Yogi family grows. And I'm very grateful for that. And it says, Yogi, I will listen to the replay. Thank you so much, Yogi. I am not totally focused right now. Gotcha. Just know that we love you, Anna. Survivor of sorts. Well, I don't know if you were here when I read my blog post this morning, how this place has come about to be a place for survivors of sorts. Place of accepted people as they are, as they come, for however long they decide to stay here. That this is a place for me to be in continuation of being a caregiver. And also getting care of myself because I need it. As I said in that little post, we revisit it. Uh, it's here. Here I am, this little YouTube channel, practicing caregiver, a small content creator with a platform devoted to healing others of their momentary forgetfulness, reminding each person that they are loved, loving as their very essence. It is also a place that serves to remind me of who I am, providing me the care that I need to survive my own loneliness and fears. And man, there's a boatload of it. I am healing, but no way healed. I don't want anyone to think that I'm presenting something uh, as like a teacher. I'm in the same boat as you are. I forget who I am, but I remember. And you know how I remember? By the people who come here. I remember because of all of you. But you know who reminds me the most? Those who are might appear to be the most troublesome. Those who offer me their triggers. Those triggers, my own trigger in reflection. Those are the ones that remind me of why I'm here and what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to love without condition. I am supposed to, um, we think of forgiveness as I will forgive you when I'm ready, when you deserve it, when I no longer feel this way. Forgiveness has nothing to do with behavior. It has nothing to do with expecting anyone to change. Forgiveness says that I see the light of Christ within you in spite of appearance, in spite of behavior, in spite of what you're doing, that I see the light of Christ within you. Having seen that light, having truly seen it, then sometimes the behavior changes, sometimes it doesn't. That's not my concern. My concern is, can I see that light of Christ in you? And it's not always easy. But those who are there to teach me that keep showing up. I appreciate it as much as I also sometimes don't appreciate it. I would like easy lessons. We don't get to pick and choose. I would love my channel to run along nice and smooth, having the least disturbing elements, right? Just doesn't work that way. Life. It's easier to handle life here than it is out in the streets, right? Or is it? I don't know. Teresa says, gift of my prayers and caregiving to rescue Mama Kitty and babies born in my bed. Oh, wow. That's sweet, my friend. Caregiving in every single form is such a beautiful expression of love. I've told the story here countless times, you know, and I just read it in my blog post earlier in this live stream. When my father died, not only was I grieving, but I was bereft of meaning and purpose. I didn't know what to do. I'd lost my business. I'd lost my cars. Um, no idea what to do. If I'm not a caregiver, you know, I'm no longer a personal trainer. I'm no longer a businessman. I'm no longer a middle management in retail. I'm no longer fitness director, YMCA. I'm no longer working in a bookstore. I'm no longer any of those things, right? What am I? What's my purpose? When father dies, and I felt like, I did a great thing being his caregiver, being my mom's caregiver, being my stepdaughter's caregiver. So now what? The softest intuitive voice came to me and said, you're a caregiver. Continue to care, but now you have everyone to care. This is how my channel came into place. That was the birth of my channel. This is where I practice. Practice. I love practice because it means I'm not good at it yet. You guys see it. You see me stumble. You see me fall. And each of you have given me a helping hand back up. Teresa says, thanks to all folks who are here to learn and grow a bit of Stagnation helps the soul. Listeners, I know I haven't made it easy for people, but I always end up coming back with more understanding and seeing things differently. As I said before, we don't have to make it easy. We need to be ourselves, whatever that might be. And sometimes it's uneasy. Sometimes it's, we can all be abrasive at times. I can be abrasive. I can be a jerk. I can be a this. I can be a that. What philosopher said, Aaron and Sniper will know, nothing human is foreign to me. Nothing. If I recognize any quality within another, it means that I have recognized that quality in myself, or worse, I haven't recognized it in myself, and it stays there dormant, being projected outward. It's my shadow, and I need to heal it. So the biggest jerk in the world, whoever that might be, whoever shows up here, they're my teacher because they are offering a reflection of something unhealed within myself. At this point, all I want to do is heal. I have the better part of my days behind me at this point. Realization. Better part of my days are behind me. Whatever time I have left is going to be spent loving and healing. Hey, Lady Sky. Lady Sky, I was thinking about you this morning. Aaron says, I didn't know what to do either. I was so lost. So I packed up my car and trailer and traveled across the United States. Had to become my own man. Teresa says, caregiving and therapists, top jobs. I am practicing for you to shine. Beautifully said. All right. Lucy says, I just leave that crap to the past and move on. That's all we can do. And you know what? Let me add one thing. Remember that. Because there might be times when the crap from the past seems to follow us. You don't have to carry it with you. Hey, Chuck. Jesus says, truth reigns supreme. Words that give meaning and direction. Wow, Aaron. Wow. Jesus says exactly, Eric, 100. By the way, Lady Sky and I have a bet going on for the Super Bowl. The winner gets to pick the song that the other one will sing. For some reason lately, Lady Sky, I've been thinking Lionel Richie. Dancing on the Ceiling? I don't know. Here's the great thing about picking a song for someone. You can pick a song that might be funny, right? Or you can pick a song where you think that person's voice is going to sound absolutely lovely singing it. I think Lady Sky would actually sound absolutely lovely singing Lionel Richie. So we might pick a song that might be funny, but we also might pick a song just because we want to hear it sung by a friend. Who knows? All we know 100% certain about anything in this crazy world is that the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl by at least 17 points. That's all we truly know. And in the end, Do we need to know anything more than the fact that the Patriots are going to win? I don't think so. That's enough. That's enough for all of us. That's a good ending message, I think. I think all of us, even Lady Sky, can admit that the only thing we really need to know is that the Patriots, at the end of the day, will be the better team and that the other team lost by a lot. Right? Are you with me, Lady Sky? Anna says, I like Lionel Richie songs. Me too. I thought about singing Lionel Richie myself sometime. Mustafa says, Eric, I think there are beautiful kinds of flowers inside your heart. That is probably one of the sweetest things that anyone has ever typed in a comment section. Mustafa, thank you for that. Lady Sky says, yes, I'm here. We haven't, Lucy, we haven't done much karaoke nights. We have some people come up and singing. Lady Sky likes to come up and sing. Every once in a while, I'll sing a song. Selma will come up and sing a song, or two, or three, or six. Selma sings with so much joy. It would be a shame to restrict her to a song. Toy Pups will occasionally come up and sing a song, but we'll do it again. I think now it's going to be sort of a spontaneous thing. Someone has a song and they want it, but who knows? Maybe we'll have a night. You let me know. Maybe this evening I'll do a poll because we have a guest this afternoon, a great artist. This guy says never sung a Lionel Richie song before Yogi. Hey, here's the thing. We should give ourselves 1 week after the Super Bowl to learn whatever song presented. So that way we don't put each other on the spot. We should have at least a few days of practice, right? Thank you, Cannellini. There's a link for my guest today. She's a fantastic artist. She creates really, I was going to say works of art, but I'm thinking God expressions. There's no way of shutting it down without several encores. Exactly. Exactly. This guy says, yes, agreed on practicing the songs, Yogi. Well, singing's always going to be part of our live stream, Lucy. Lucy says, no worries. If you're doing things differently, I don't want you to change things if you're doing it differently. I mean, I don't want you to mess anything up. Whatever you feel like doing. Well, thanks, Lucy. But yeah, singing's always going to be a part. Singing happened spontaneously and joyfully, inspired by our friend Jace, inspired by Toy Pups. Two people who just can't contain their joy when they feel it, and they offer it very often in song. And I could not help but join in. First thing I sang was Happy Birthday to Selma's father, put on the spot. And I had to sing it again this year. Now it's a tradition. Oh, and Big Al, too. You know what? One of my favorite stories is Big Al singing because it was a healing moment. I would love when Big Al sings. Maybe we can. Maybe when Big Al is ready to come out of singing retirement. But the first person I sang with, besides Happy Birthday, well, I don't know if he's still hanging in the background. Marlon. Marlon and I sang. Marlon, what did we sing? We sang Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And that was the spark. We started having karaoke nights. Sissy says we put you on the spot, and it was a success. You did put me on the spot. I have a doctor's appointment the next day after Super Bowl, so I'll be busy. Yep, we're in no hurry. And Elvis. Yep. Hey, Laura. Lots of Elvis. You can never have too much Elvis. It's been my experience in life. 12 days to the Super Bowl. And how many days till Valentine's Day? It is always fun on singing nights. Ladies, guys, says go Seahawks. We shall see. Laura says, hello, Lucy. Hey, Luke. Luke says, you're wise beyond your words. Well, I think it is that I'm just old. I've learned a lot, with much, much more to learn. All right, guys. Well over an hour. We will not be doing long live streams once the sun starts coming up earlier, as I take advantage of that early light. So mid-February or so, we'll probably be back to I'll just read the lesson, we'll say hi and chat, and then head out. But I really, really love spending time with you in the morning. This sets the intent for the day. Love to you too. What do we got going on today, Sissy? Before we end everything for the day, Sissy, any links or any time frame that you can offer? See you, Lucy. Sissy says sets the tone for sure. I hope so. Already in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. I apologize, Sissy. There it is. Today's upcoming premiere. I hope to see you guys there. I like that title. Hey, Sissy, do you know anything about the flower of life? Melchizedek. I can never pronounce it. Melchizedek. Juvenola, Melchizedek has offered Flower of Life workshops based upon Kabbalah and a few other things. All right. Gotta go. Love you guys. Anna says, oh, I missed our lesson again tomorrow, Yogi. I have an appointment. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Hey, Tiny K, welcome back. So I'll start off with the lesson, almost right off the bat, Anna, so that it'll be easier to find if you watch on the replay. If you ever want, let me know, and I'll make a clip of it, and I'll post it just for you. I'll make a clip of just the lesson. Just let me know. This guy says, good stream, Yogi, go Patriots. Okay, she didn't say the last part. I added that on. Bye, Jake. Anna says, thank you so much for everything, Yogi. Thank you for everything, Anna. Sissy's laughing. Lady Sky is laughing. You got to forgive me. You know, I'm wearing glasses. I couldn't quite see. It looked like Patriots. I get my Patriots and my Seahawks confused. When you think about it, aren't all Seahawks Patriots? Don't all Seahawks love the country they were born in? When you think about it, aren't all of us? Aren't we all Patriots? To ask me to root for the Seahawks is to ask me to turn my back on my country, and that I will never do. I am a patriot. I'm here to love my country. Northwest says, go Seahawks. All right. Love you guys. Even if you do like the Seahawks, it's all okay. Family nonetheless, right? Love you guys. I'll see y'all later.